What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us tonight. This is episode 2 of Talking Trash with Panda. I want to thank you all for joining in tonight. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Newprint Custom Firearms, and they do amazing work when it comes to laser engraving, Cerakote, milling work for optic cuts or any kind of cuts that you want to do. Just reach them out at Newprint Custom Firearms Instagram and just let them know what you're looking for. They will look out for you. Also, special guest for tonight, Angry Sarge.
Post a pic.
Well, where's the pic? Sorry, guys. I'm still learning this stuff. We have special coins for our guest tonight. This is from Newprint Custom Firearms. You see it's an Angry Sarge logo and Tactical Trash Panda logo. So Aegis Gun Care is the first guest tonight. Just trying to find some logos. If our guy in the background can help us out, greatly appreciate it.
Please.
And then we have Angry Sarge and our guest for tonight, Aegis Gun Care. Welcome, Aegis.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
We are grateful to have you as our first guest. So please.
Definitely cool. Hey.
No, it's definitely cool.
Oh, yeah. I'm honored beyond words that you guys asked me to be on this. Thank you.
Now, if you guys watched the first episode of Talking Trash with Panda, you would know that Aegis did help us out with a giveaway, thanks to Angry Sarge, actually, because Angry Sarge reached out to Aegis, and we were able to give away one of your gun cleaning kits. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, and a shirt that we had a little problem getting to the guy, but we got it there.
We made it. It was actually 2 draws that we did. We did one for the one kit that we had, and then another one for everybody that showed up. So, and that was the shirt.
Yeah.
But we got it done.
Yeah, it was the last episode. The first episode was amazing. I know we only have 17 people in the chat for the moment, but it's still growing. We just got on. But Aegis, thank you for joining us tonight.
Hold on. One sec. One caveat. Sorry.
Oh, sure thing.
We got a picture to show of Newprint stuff, so that way everybody can kind of see what's going on with it.
I was looking for that. There we go. So Newprint Custom Firearms, guys, make sure to check them out because this is just some of their work that we put some pictures of. They do amazing work, and they're willing to talk with you and work with you to see what exactly you're looking for to get you the best results as possible. As you can see, that Stormtrooper G26 up there, that stands out a lot, but all that Cerakote they've done and the optic cuts, you can't beat them. So Sarge, there we go. Should we get into the live or like?
Yeah, I just figured we shout out a couple people that showed up to the live itself.
You're right.
Just say thank you. We appreciate you showing up and coming to support us. And our we have an actual guest. So
we do. This is the first time we have a guest for the first show, second show. I see. Let's see. We have Croak, Caleb, Banks Bucks, Iron Sight Armory, Thin Line Defense Company. Guys, thank you.
And we love those guys.
We do, man. They're close friends. Your favorite libertarian?
Yeah, he's a good one too. He's got a channel. Maybe we can coax him on here one day.
All right. I need to follow your favorite libertarian. I did not know you had a He had a YouTube channel.
Yep.
We got Xeon Zone. Xeon is a huge supporter, and the Quarantine Catholic. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yep.
We also have.
It's good to see LMC.
We have
Carbon Q showed up.
Carbon Q, thank you for showing up. You have been one of the most amazing supporters since day one. So I appreciate you for coming in. We have Zex. We have Zex 429. Adam Jagger, fellow BOP, Brown Hills BOP member. Thank you for joining, brother. Who else do we have? We have Tech Money. Thank you for joining, brother. We have Dalton Stetz. For right now, I think that's it. But thank you for joining us. I know it's a Friday. You guys want to go out, have fun, but you're here with us, and we truly do appreciate you.
Yep, definitely.
We have the dude. Got to get my PC.
Please, come on, please.
You know, some of us are too old for that going out stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not yet, but getting there. Working my way up.
Well, it's always nice to go out every once in a while.
Yeah.
But
all right, so what we got? We got some questions for you. Rod, if you want to introduce yourself and kind of tell people who you are, what you do, and
cool, yeah. And again, thanks, guys. I appreciate the hell of it. I've been kind of looking forward to this all week now.
We have too.
So, like I said, it's an honor to be your first guest on here. You guys got to know better people than me that you could have done, but I appreciate it.
I mean, no.
We're trying to help the dudes that's helping us.
Yeah, no, I mean, you support me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So I just want to do for you guys. The people that take care of me, I definitely want to take care of you guys. So
you definitely take care of those that take care of you. That's for damn sure.
That's how it's supposed to be.
It's how it always should be, yes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, about me, not a lot. Guess I'll go back a little ways. I have a law enforcement background, which I was very proud of. And as Angry Sarge and I talked on the phone a while back, and I'm unapologetically pro law enforcement. Look, let me put a caveat there. Pro good cops.
Agree.
You know, guys and gals are out there putting it on the line and doing things right. I'll stand behind them 100% all day, every day.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a few. We talked every once in a while. I'll get a comment to message me. Somebody called me a bootlicker and stuff, and that's fine. I'll wear that with pride.
I get it too.
It seems like most of the law enforcement or retired law enforcement that I know ends up getting hated on regardless. So,
but you know what? None of us got into that job to make friends. So
yeah,
it just doesn't
happen. True. I mean, it's more along the servitude platform. You know, we want to do our job and take care of the community that we represent, that we're working for. But you know, sometimes
be a good part of your community instead of the other.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's my background. I did that for 14 years, something like that. Did a lot of things in law enforcement, patrol officer. I was taught DARE for 1 year, and quickly realized, as much as I like being around kids and I think they're cool and they're fun, DARE wasn't for me. But I enjoyed the year I did it. It was fun. It was pretty cool. Then I was firearms instructor for our department, was on our SWAT team, 2 different SWAT teams for sheriff's department and a police department. Enjoyed the hell out of that.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the only things I really still miss to this day, I've been out for a long time, is that. You know, that stuff. And not really just the kicking down doors. I think it's just the camaraderie of being with the guys on your team and training and having fun.
Well, and sometimes you get to do cool stuff and do presentations and stuff, you know, kind of relate to the community and show them that we're not just the dudes wearing the mask and, you know, coming into your house.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of times we had the local press paper would come up and do an expose on us and hang out with us for a day of training. maybe accidentally get flashbanged and stuff like that. It was always fun.
Gas chamber, all that fun stuff.
But did that for that time, and then it's been a long time. In 2006, I think I got out of law enforcement, and like I tell a lot of people, I sold my soul and prostituted myself to the oil and gas industry. I had a friend that kept bugging me to go to work for him, and the money kept getting better and better to it finally got to where I couldn't say no anymore. They paid me a stupid amount of money to do something that I really had no business doing. But obviously somewhere along the line thought I was doing a good job. So
I mean, obviously you did, right?
There you go.
We hope.
I think I did a good job. I'm sure there's some people around me that probably didn't think I did, but whatever.
Right.
But anyway, did that. And then about 2015, 14, the bottom started falling out of the oil and gas industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went to a new company. I was a high paid salary. So I knew as soon as things started going bad, I was going to be let go quick. So my wife and I started looking at for something else. We decided we wanted to do something for our own business. Mm-hmm. And we bought into a gun franchise company, did that for a few years, ended up buying that company, ran it with some partners for a few years, got out of it a year and a half ago, moved to Idaho, back to Idaho. And my wife and I decided, let's just make another run at the gun cleaning industry because we have some great products, which people can say where they want. I should believe this. If you don't think if you have a product and you're in business, you don't think your product is the best product on the market, you shouldn't be in business.
Right.
That's how I feel about it. And that's not being arrogant, and that's not a slight to any other product out there. There's some really good gun cleaning products out there. There really are. Mm-hmm. I just think we're better.
Right.
So we started that a year and a half ago and up here in Idaho, and it's been a lot of fun. And we're slowly each month getting more traction. The sales are starting to come up, the online stuff. And so that's where we did. The hardest part about the whole starting the company for me was just finding a new name.
Yeah. So that goes into our next question. What is the name behind your name?
And there is some thought behind it. This was one I wanted. I didn't think I'd be able to get it. My attorney at the time, we had some other names we kicked around, and she's like, yeah, no, that's already somebody else's. You're going to end up in court. We can't do that. So I went back to Aegis, and I thought, well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do Aegis. And the reason I went with Aegis is in Greek mythology, Aegis was a mythical goat skin shield chest plate that Zeus and Athena wore, and it protected them from danger. It was a protection for them. That's why our hashtag we use on everything is hashtag Aegis Protects. And since our products, especially our lube, really protects your firearm because what it's made, and now that we'll get into it more, even we just improved it this year, it's an all-around gun protection. I don't want to go and say armor, but so that's where Aegis came from. That was the tie into Aegis.
Okay.
And that makes sense. Protect your firearm.
And then the logo just blew me away. I mean, I was trying to do logos and figure something out because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do something with a Spartan or something like that. And then I finally decided that's what I want to do. And I made up some own on myself, and they were horrendous. I'm not an graphic artist. I'm not creative, I guess. Because
that's a whole different field on its own.
Oh God, it was. Maybe I'll send you a couple of mine. I did, Angry. You guys, you'll laugh your ass off. They were horrid. They were bad. So anyway, a good friend of mine that owns a seasoning company called Grill Your Ass Off. Mm-hmm. Jason Murph owns that. Jason finally, I think after he ridiculed me a few times when I showed him what I was doing, I think he might have told me I suck. And so
a little friendly banter, right?
Yeah, so he finally hooked me up with his graphic artist. If you've ever seen his products, if you look him up, Grill Your Ass Off, all of his seasonings. Yeah. I don't want to make this a show about him, but he's got a really cool graphic artist, did some neat work. So I got a hold of him, and he asked me, what do you want? And I said, I think I want some kind of Spartan warrior with a shield and an AR-15.
Okay.
And he's like, that's a cool combo. Yeah. So he sketched one out.
Oh, sorry.
With that?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's kind of like the logo for me is kind of like a modern samurai. You have the helmet, and then you have the old samurai mask for kind of that touch. So I think that's a cool play on your logo, and it makes
the old
sense.
and the new.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What cigar am I smoking? It's Drew Estate's famous smoke today is all I had, but the sweet. So anyway, he sent me he sketched one out, sent it to me, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And then he asked me a little bit like that, my background, found out my law enforcement background. So on his own, Spartans usually have all red.
Right.
He went and changed it to blue for the law enforcement, sent it to me, asked me if I liked it, and I was like, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So then he did that, and then he went ahead and designed our labels and everything and did all that and took some liberty with it. Like the thin blue line flag on both our labels, I wanted American flag, and he sent it with that. And he goes, I'll change it if you want me to. And I'm like, the more I looked at it, I said, no, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Be it for being made in America.
It's cool, man. Like I'm not even ashamed to wear. I've got a shirt, I've got a hat, I've got patches. I mean, I've definitely spent my money in the right place.
Yeah, you have. You've been a good supporter of us too. You keep saying I support you. You support us pretty well too.
Well, I mean, I think that's what we're lacking in our community is the support for each other. So if we find a company that we like that kind of fits our values and how we feel, then why not just take care of them? I mean, that's what happened with me and HCM. Like there were so many people in my community that came to support me, and it didn't matter if the holster wasn't the greatest, but they actually weren't bad. I mean, they were a good product, and I still get asked about it to this day, but that support that everybody gave me, I want to give back too. So,
well, I wear an HCM holster just about every day. I alternate between 3 holsters and 3 guns, and I wear it just about every day.
So you still use the dump tray too?
Oh, my wife and the 2 you sent us. Yeah, my wife has one on her nightstand, and I have one on my nightstand.
Nice. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I wish I got one of those dump trays, but
yeah,
it is.
I didn't know I was getting them till it showed up, and I thought, wow, that is too cool.
No, I mean, you did us a solid. You sent us a couple kits so we can look at to possibly put on the website as a future thing. So, and obviously that didn't pan out, but I'm glad you're able to get something from us. So it's kind of fair.
It was cool, and I love the dump tray. It's used every day. So, but anyway, then that's kind of, we decided to start Aegis, and I think it was last July.
Okay.
I think my CPA and attorney, we finally got everything done last July and said, what the hell, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. And like you said, people to support you. I just can't thank, there's certain people out in the industry that I can't thank enough. And I'm going to, if you don't mind, throw out a few names of guys because I can't give them enough credit.
Yeah.
They were so big when I was thinking about doing this. They were positive. They were giving me help and reinforcement. Guys like Trey over at Ghost Tactical.
Yeah.
Chris over at Clover Tac. Mike Woodland at MW Tactical. Jason at Grill Your Ass Off. I mean, friends that either have their own businesses or YouTubers are in it. We're so awesome. And they've all been great that anytime I want to be on their podcast, if I have something to do, Trey and Chris are like, just yell, you're on. So
no, that's cool, man. And how I met you was through Dark, DLD After Dark.
And then I feel bad, Dark. Dark was right near of starting up. Got a hold of me one day, and I'll forget people. Then Joe from Shooting Gallery New England hooked me up with Dark. Dark reached out and said, "Hey, dude, you like to be on my show?" And I did. And it was almost 3 hours we sat in BS. It was a lot of fun.
Right.
That's awesome. Sarge actually put me on to you, and he actually sent me some of the older stuff that you had.
Yeah,
I used recently last weekend. It worked great.
And as soon as I saw that bottle in the video, I was like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah, that was my fault, man. I didn't switch the bottles.
And I didn't think to get you more. And then the other thing is, I decided as soon as I saw it with a white cap, that was the old bottles that we had the quality control issue with them leaking.
Yeah. That was the one.
But they're no longer white.
Okay. Yeah, I contacted you about that. I was like, hey, I just want to let you know that this was leaking inside here. And you're like,
you and a lot of other people.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't sure because Sarge sent that kit to me to review. So I wasn't sure if he had opened it previously. So I just figured, it was open and he must have not completely close it off all the way. But
some of them
it's the
leaked,
growing pains.
some didn't. And we messed with it and got new batches of it for like months, and I finally just said the hell with it and went and got a new supplier for them, and with those black ones, and they have a better seal. And we, knock on wood, I'm going to say it now, but it probably happened, we haven't had one leak yet, at least that I've been informed.
Anytime a company comes up, they're starting, they're going to have the growing pains, so you can't blame you for that. It was trial and error. Once you got enough people telling you what was going on, you did the responsible thing for a company owner to do, and you found a solution to that. So,
and the other thing we did is everybody that had one that called in or sent me a message, we sent them a free bottle back out to them. Because I thought that's at least we could do, because some guys got them and they were half empty when they got it, and that's why we kind of just sucked it up and sent several free bottles out to people.
Yeah. No, I mean that was cool. I mean,
that shows integrity right there. So,
well, he stands behind his product, and you can tell that. That's the one thing I know about Rod, is that he's right behind his product. It's not going to be, oh well, maybe. No, he's 100%. This is what it is, and this is how it's going to work for you.
A lot of people don't do it. I've had some people tell me that I probably take too much input, but I take a lot of input from my customers because
it's important.
I don't know. You don't know if there's an issue or if something could be made better if people don't tell you.
Right.
And I mean, some of the things like we did these. Sarge was one that told us about it. I had a bunch of people talking about these precision needles. We heard it enough that we finally sourced a place and got them and said, okay, we're going to start offering these.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did, because I sell a lot of them and I love them myself.
Yeah, I agree.
So, that was the first time I actually used one, and it makes a huge difference. Oh,
they're sweet.
They're
nice.
It is. Which made me want to get to, I know you changed up your ingredients a little bit. What made you decide to make your own cleaner and lubricant in the first place?
Well, it was that's a long story, and it kind of came along with the start of it with the company we bought. It was already there in a rough form.
Okay.
The products, because those products were made to be used in the old business where we ultrasonically clean guns. They weren't originally made to be sold to retail. They were for company use, backroom use only.
Gotcha.
But they were so good and they were so popular, people were wanting to buy them. So over time, it was just a progression of things. First, the lube was sold retail. And then a few years ago, we decided to release the solvent as a retail product when we hadn't before.
Right.
And then things just, as they do, things just keep going and developing. And that's where we ended up to then doing a gun cleaning kit. It was something I always wanted to do and just could never find the right mixture of how I wanted to put one together.
Right.
Just to have something to go around your product. Because, I mean, products are cool by themselves, but I also look at things as a consumer, because I am a consumer still myself. And, let's think about it. How many of us, if you go into a store to buy, let's say you need some lube or solvent, they have the single bottles there, but they have this all in a kit with everything. Which one are you going to buy?
The kit.
I'm going to buy the kit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Especially, for the new gun buyer.
Yeah, real quick, I wanted to shout out Croak. He said, just ordered a black deluxe kit from Aegis.
I had an order just pop up and come through.
Aegis, sorry. My bad.
Whatever.
I'm so
just on the screen, just popped up and said an order just came through.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome, man.
Well, thank you. And as far as the pronunciation goes, Aegis or Aegis are both acceptable pronunciations of the name. We go with Aegis because, from what I could tell, it was probably the old school original type, close to the original. So, I mean, the U.S. Navy has Aegis class destroyers and stuff, and they call them Aegis. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
Which, quick, I was going to tell you, we were in a gun show. We were at the Wanamaker Gun Show in Tulsa last year.
Okay.
And a gentleman come up to our table, and he goes, somebody told me about your product. I wanted to check it out. He goes, but I'm going to buy it. He goes, I hope it's as good as I heard, but I'm going to buy it anyway because it's called Aegis. And I go, what? He goes, I served on an Aegis destroyer in the Navy for like 15 years or whatever. He retired from the Navy.
Right.
And he goes, I just think it's so cool that that's what you named it. So
yeah. No, that's
cool. So he gave me a little history on the Aegis weapon system on that ship and everything. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
But just trying to think of where we were going. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at, and it's where we're at now. And we're at that place where I guess I'm fortunate, just a little over a year, that we're still in business, number one.
Right.
And we've got to a point where the business is paying for itself.
That's good.
That is good.
In the last year or two, have made zero money personally, but I have a wife who's vice president of our company. As we joke, vice president with veto power. And she's got a real full-time job, a good job. So I'm lucky enough to have her, that she's so supportive, and I wouldn't be able to do this without her, what she gives. So
no, I get it. I
thought she was gonna wander. She wandered out here for a minute, then took off, but because I'm out in the shop.
I have heard that the first 1 to 3 years is the growing pain stage, and after that you start seeing, the fruit of your labor start to grow, typically.
And and I think for us, I'm going to absolutely come out and say that I believe that where we're at right now, I mean, we're not any gigantic company pushing forward, steamrolling people or anything like that, but I think where we're at now is in big part to a lot of the support I've gotten from the community and the people I know in the industry. YouTubers, gun people that I knew previously that were more than happy to jump up real fast and start supporting us and putting the word out.
Right. No, that's good, man. That's what we needed. That's exactly what I was talking about. Not just the LE community and mill community, but as a whole. Like, we should want to support each other, even if you're a small YouTube channel or a small Instagram channel. Whatever you got, you should want to support one another, especially if you like their content. Just go out, shout it. It takes nothing.
No, it doesn't. The other thing, you kind of made me think of something that I'm going to go into real quick, if you don't mind it. Talking about kind of the same thing as supporting. One thing that just in this industry chaps my ass to no end, and I see it all the time, and we've went through it, I've experienced it, and still do, is every time you come out with a new product and you see somebody try to innovate in the gun and make a new type of gun or do something, you got all these people on social media just want to instantly run you down and say, oh, what a piece of shit, what a dumb idea. You're an idiot.
Right. Yeah.
And we're all supposed to be in the gun industry together. I mean, shouldn't we be supporting other people that are trying to innovate, do something different, and move on, instead of instantly tear their product down when you haven't even seen it or tried it?
Right.
And it's just, oh man, I get so mad when I see that, because I've went through it, and then I see these other guys doing it, trying to bring something to market, and you got all these Tommy Tough guys on the internet that want to explain to them why they're stupid and how much they know more than them.
Right.
Like, keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
By the way, Banks Bucks just put in an order as well. He said, "Make
that." It just came through. That just came through as well. They flash up on my screen when they get an order. So
we got some questions too. I know that. Or
go ahead. I mean, we can. Oh, the gun grease. It's funny you ask. Yes, that is definitely something we've been kicking around, but it's behind. I'm actually. The product I want to get out next is going to be our products, either our solvent or probably our lube in an aerosol format.
Yeah.
And I've got about 20 cans of it were sent to me as test to play with. And I've sent them to a few people to mess with, and they so far love it in the aerosol format.
Nice.
Gotcha. Hold on.
But that's kind of pricey.
So
hold on, Panda. I got another one that I have to say it. So Dalton said, someone said something about a Sarge TTP discount code. Googly eyes. I kid.
Hey, we could do. I have a few people I do discount codes with, and I don't have a problem doing it.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I always like to give back to my people. So
Where was
But
that? You didn't- I didn't
the
even
problem
see
before
that.
I start doing too many more discount codes is and I've been trying, I just haven't had the time or energy, not really energy, but just it's not the right time. I want to set up an affiliate program
right. No, that'd be
where the
good.
people that are helping me get a little bit of something out of it.
That is-
Right. And I'll tell you one that's really good is Thin Line Defense Co. Walsh will sell you gloves if you don't have hands. That's what kind of guy he is. So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. He
Yeah,
sells
Walsh.
a lot of stuff for a bunch of people.
Well, and just I'll tell you, but Joe from Shooting Galley, New England, I gave him, because he was real supportive. I knew him when I had my old company and stuff, and
Yeah.
I gave him a discount code, which started as a joke on God, what's his name? I'll think of it, and it was Joe Juice, and
Wow.
he's already, I think, in the last year, I've got 30 orders from his discount code just from him.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty cool. And I'd love to do an affiliate so I could give back to that to help his channel out.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, that's kind of what we did with HCM too. We started that. I had Trash Panda and a couple other guys kind of on our affiliate, including Thin Line Defense. I think they made like a few dollars or something. It's a pain in the butt to set up, but once you got it set up, it just does it on its own. So it's after that, it's
and
easy.
that's me. I've got so many things I'm trying to get irons in the fire to get going. I'm working on getting dealer network set up more. Working on trying to get a new product out there. Just got done with getting the new formula out, and so it
right.
Something, how it goes. Those things keep getting pushed back.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Talking about the new formula, let's go to the next question. There was how much did you know about the chemistry of the cleaner and lubricants before how much did you have to learn?
Well, how much did I know? How much did I know? Is 0 a good answer?
Yes.
It's
very acceptable.
Everybody has to learn somewhere.
And so we're going to say 0 was that number. And by the way, here's my wife real quick. She can step in.
Hey.
Everybody, that's the real boss. That's the real boss of Aegis.
Yes.
He has to say that.
I say that about my wife too, because it's true.
Same. Yeah.
She's getting stuff ready. We have a gun show this weekend. Starts in the morning. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh, so tell us about where your gun show is going to be at. So if anybody local is around,
if you're local to Idaho, anywhere close, it's in Caldwell, Idaho, at the Armory. It's called the O'Connor Fieldhouse. It's an Amaro gun show. Good people. We've got to know them that run it, and we hit all their gun shows because, again, they're great people. They're small little shows, a few hundred tables, but we actually do fairly good at them. So, and they're just great people. So that'll be the next 2 days. We'll be at that, and the cool thing about it is it's 10 minutes, 12 minutes from my house.
Oh, that's easy.
So yeah,
that is easy.
It's really nice. But anyway, we're talking about the chemicals. Nothing. I absolutely. The only thing I've ever done in my life that I knew anything about was be a cop. I was in the oil and gas for 10 years and didn't know shit what I was doing.
Right.
So and it took them 10 years to figure that out. Which I guess I don't know. But anyway. The other part of that is, yes, I've learned a lot. The learning curve has been, especially the last year with doing this new formulation and stuff, has been incredible. And I still don't know everything about it, and I'm trying to learn daily more about it, because it is an incredible additive, and I love that we got the opportunity to do it.
Right. And I'm kind of jealous because I'm like, I got the old stuff, and I was like, that stuff knocked the crap out of my 22 suppressor.
And the really
not much of a problem.
But since you said that, I'll real quickly go into it. It's not the new formula. Basically, what it does is there's a whole list of positives. What it's called tungsten disulfide. It's chemical name is IFWS2. The biggest thing about it that I was really sold on it when our chemist at Makes Force told me about it, and I went out and visited with them, was the coefficient of friction.
Okay.
You know, when in this whole thing in this last year, we've been worrying on this, or last 9 months, 10 months, we've been working on this. I started really getting into looking at coefficient of friction as much as I can, especially being a newbie and a guy that didn't know a lot about that. Unlike most people I knew, well, lower coefficient of friction is always better. Less heat, less metal wear. Good. Okay.
Right.
But what is low and what is good? And I still don't have a great answer to tell you, but I did a lot of research from other lubes on the market. And from what I can tell from those companies that will release that number, it appears that most of the industry seems to be coefficient of friction runs about a 0.11 to a 0.15. The IFWS2 is an additive, and by itself, it has a coefficient of friction of 0.003.
Okay.
And I was reading a research thing by a well-known, a big chemist in the industry, and he said, these were his words when I read it, this research he did. He said, IFWS2, according to him, is the lowest coefficient of friction of any coating that you can put on metal on the planet today.
Wow.
So so our coefficient of friction ends up, had a 4-ball test. I have the papers from the laboratory did it, you know, is a 0.074. So we're half of all the industry that I could find. And that's not to say there might be some of these big names that have a low coefficient and they just don't release it.
Sorry, I saw a comment that was very fitting. It said, from Croak, it said, that's like goose grease on Teflon ice downhill.
Or I put a post about it, and I can't remember who made this comment to me, but one of our customers or somebody made the comment to me one day that we had the slickiest product on the market.
That's what I did a post on, that story. You remember that?
Yeah, the slickiest. So I used it a few times. Yeah. We're going to make up a word. We're the slickiest.
So Dalton just ordered a kit from you as well. So that's order
another one just came through. But anyway, and I appreciate that, guys that ordered. Thank you. Thanks a lot. You don't understand how much we appreciate the orders. I mean, every time an order comes in, I still get excited. I think it's cool.
Yeah. No, that's
you know, I can't get my phone to set a notification up where it's a cash register sound every time one comes through. So
that would be nice.
Oh man.
But that's how that ended up. And like last November, and I met with our chemical guy, he goes, yeah, this will be ready in 6 to 8 weeks. Well, 9 months later, it finally arrived. And there was a long story, logistic issues. There comes a fourth order right there. Cool, guys. Logistic issues, all the stuff, supply chain just kicked our butts. I mean, we took off last year. We're doing really well. And about March or April, I thought we were going to have to shut the doors because I didn't have any product to sell. Every time I'd get a little bit in, we'd sell it immediately. Yeah. And we were sitting there, our website, everything said out of stock, except for shirts and hats and stuff.
Right.
We didn't have anything to sell.
Well, I'll say we got lucky. Go ahead.
So
go ahead, Sarge. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, we're good.
All right. Well, he just likes a cigar. But during like COVID, you know, a lot of companies were impacted really bad, you know, where they couldn't get their hands on the products that they need to ship out the door. So I'm glad that you guys made it alive out of that thing and that you're still here today with a newer product, because like Sarge said, he sent me the old ingredient
and it's still great.
To work really, yeah.
We just added that additive to that. So it's that same product that you had, the same ability, just with a little bit more plus to it.
I had the compensator that I hadn't really cleaned with any solvent at all, and I had a bunch of carbon built up on it. It did say on the back of the bottle to leave it on for 2 minutes. I tried that first. I know with the amount of carbon that was on it, it didn't really clean off a lot. So I sprayed it again, left it on for a couple of minutes, let it just saturate on there. And it doesn't show very well on the video, but in person, it makes a huge difference once I cleaned it off. Now on the normal like carbon stuff that was built up inside the slide, it cleaned that right off. Like
and the instructions are for just everyday use, your normal wear. I used to when I cleaned the clean stuff, had gun cleaning stores where I actually cleaned them myself with stuff. Like suppressors that come in just baked, guys just abused them, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 rounds and never cleaned them. I would just put a bucket or something and just drop the suppressor right in it and let it set and soak in it. Well, then I'd put it in the ultrasonic because it was so thick in there.
Yeah.
So
I wish my camera did a better job at really showing the difference after really cleaning it out. But I'm telling you guys, if you guys can trust me, Aegis's products work great. You know, I'm not just saying that because he's a guest on our show. I want to say, like, even the old product worked really well once I let it saturate on the really bad stuff. But every day after the range type stuff, I didn't even have to leave it on for 2 minutes. It just cleaned it right off.
Yeah, and the solvent, the cleaner, we didn't change that at all. So that's going to be, it's just the lube that we did the upgrade on. So, and it's, as far as doing a job as a lubrication, our old formula is just as good. I mean, does a fantastic job. We just kicked it up a notch with the new stuff. And did we really need to? No, we didn't. But I like I told Sarge when we talked, I'm a firm believer. If you're a company, and I could be totally wrong, and probably people that own business are more successful than me will tell me that I'm crazy, but even though it costs a little extra money, I think if you have a chance to make your product better and give your consumers, your customers, a better product, I think it behooves you to do it. You should do it. Yeah. And so that's the way we looked at it. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And I wish all companies thought the same way.
Well, you know, I was thinking that same way too. Every time we make an update, I was on it. Like every time I saw something that in a holster that I didn't like, whether that was Safari Land or whatever, I just, hey, I don't like this. Other people in my profession don't like this, so why not change this up and make it better? So
yeah, I mean, it's as long as, I mean, and it all comes at a cost. I mean, for us to do the new formulation, especially during COVID and all the stuff, my chemical costs went up almost 30%.
Yeah.
You know, so it is what it is. I mean,
but it's a good cost. I mean, it sucks up front, but you know, once you get those loyal customers and they keep coming back, you get the repeats. That's where it's at. That's where the value is.
I was telling you how much I love an order come in. I love it even more when an order comes in on a customer that's bought before or bought 2 times before. Mm-hmm. I really love those. It's because to me that really tells you you're doing something right.
Yeah.
When somebody comes back.
You know, when the product is good and the customer service is even better, that builds huge relationships between customer and company right there, because a customer wants to have that bond between the company where they know the company truly cares about them. So that's always a plus.
And I'll always talk to people. Matter of fact, my business number myself is my personal cell phone. And it's on my business cards, and it's so if somebody reaches out to our corporate number, I don't give it out a lot, but I do.
Right.
They're calling me. You know, so
it's good.
Because as much as I'd like to think and act like we're some big company, we're not. There's me and my wife.
But you will get there. Continue doing what you're doing right now, and you will get there.
But I guess I could say I have a few friends. I have a few unpaid employees that work really hard to help me.
Yeah.
We all have those.
You know, you just love those guys to death.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the good thing is too, is not only that, think about, I had this problem with the company on Instagram. You know, I would post their stuff, tag them in it, especially them being a new company or a new product, and then they don't want to look at my posts. I don't want to do anything, but you guys actually will repost and kind of make that person that took the time to make content that may help you gain some business. You take that time to kind of say, hey, thank you, I appreciate it. So that's a bonus too.
I need to get better on reposting people I know, other businesses that are friends. I try to do it as much as I can when I see it, but I got to get better at that.
Yeah,
because that's where it's at, is supporting each other and putting that word out there.
Yep,
it is.
You know,
right,
because we all should be doing that.
Matthew put in the 4th order for tonight, so thank you, Matthew.
Yes, thank you guys.
So we do have some questions in the comment section. So I don't want to go too deep and then not get to those. But Quarantine Catholic had 2, so we want to make sure that we get those answered. We got Wolf Shepherd 7, who I know is going to ask a stupid question.
So Quarantine Catholic said, tell us more about your kits for those who have not had the opportunity to check the website out yet. So what kind of kits do you offer?
So I just grabbed, as soon as I read that comment, I grabbed this. This is our deluxe kit. And like our kits, if I can get that in the camera, they come with quite a bit of stuff in them. And if you get a chance, you jump on our website. It's got pictures of it all laid out and everything in there. And the other thing that I really push hard, especially at gun shows, that maybe I think it's a big deal. Maybe nobody else gives a shit. But I pride myself. I like the fact that we use our full-size bottles in our clean kits.
Right.
You'll go buy some of these kits and those little plastic things. They have these tiny little bottles of stuff. We have 3 different levels of gun cleaning kits, and they all have full-size bottles,
right,
in all of them. You know, so to me, I think that's cool. Other people might go, yeah, whatever.
Well, I mean, the other thing too is, you remember when you put out what people would want in their kit, and we kind of discussed that back and forth. I was like, oh, a boar snake, because I'm a big fan of boar snakes. But then you broke it down like, hey, you know, I want to keep the cost low enough to where people will get the kit and they'll get value out of it. Because when you start adding other products in that may cost a lot more money, where you're not getting anything off of it, it kind of hurts that balance.
That, and also to keep it small and convenient. Because as we all know, boar snakes, I love them too. And in my business, I had a whole wall of every caliber. Again, I love them. Mm-hmm. But since they're caliber specific, to get enough of them in, I can't keep it in a small, compact range size that we want.
Yeah.
And that was one of my main goals, is to make it that way.
What I thought, when my first impressions of the kit when I opened the bag, was you have all the basics that you need. And you still have room to add specific items that you may need for a day-to-day basis. So Aegis is giving you pretty much everything that you need for your basic gun kit plus more, and giving you space to, you know, then you can add whatever you want for your specific firearm and caliber.
I have some friends that added like multipliers into theirs, a multi-tool. Yeah. And we have enough room that you can still stuff a few things in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at my Otis kit, I have an Otis EOD kit, right? It's a cleaning kit, but it has all the EOD tools.
Remind me what is Otis? No, just kidding.
But yeah, that whole thing that they issued us, I mean, that was probably the best kit that I've ever got as far as a mill kit, because it came with the Gerber and it had some EOD stuff like crimpers and stuff like that. So that way, you know, I could mess with that bang stuff, that stuff that goes boom.
Well, yeah, the fun stuff.
Yeah, the real fun stuff.
The magical silly putty.
Yes. So we did have somebody ask if you did M81 Woodland on the big kits, or can you source it?
We have the dark kind of woodland, dark camo. Yeah. We have the ACU and black at this time.
Yeah.
I used to have a blue purple camo that was really popular, and it got discontinued.
Gotcha.
So I've been looking at, and I'm getting ready to put it out. And funny you said that, 'cause I'm getting ready. I want to get back to a 4th kit, and the choices I have are the old woodland camo, a version of that, a olive drab, or a desert tan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna probably put out a poll on the gram or something pretty soon to see what people think of which one of those.
That's a good idea. Get some feedback. I like that you do that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's how we ended up. No, go ahead, Panda. I'm sorry.
I actually still have the kits that Sarge sent me. I haven't sent them out. Sorry about that, Sarge.
He
deluxe
wants them.
kit.
He wants them.
This is the deluxe kit. So which kit was this again?
That's the basic. That's the
okay,
low-end
so
kit, our basic kit. And then we have a middle one. Hang on.
So this came with the lubricant, the cleaner, and a nylon brush and the terry cloth.
Yeah, a microfiber in there.
Microfiber cloth, yes. So
yeah, that's the basic.
I like the little mesh you have here. So you still have enough space, even with the basic kit, to add any specific brushes or board cleaners, anything that you need for your specific purpose or range day. And then it's kind of like a hard shell too.
Yeah, so you can throw it in your pocket or something, of a jacket pocket, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And the other two both come in the little bags. Like I showed you already, the deluxe. And the deluxe has our logo on it, which is just it's a Velcro patch. Yeah. So if you want to put your own patch and you buy it, there you go. You can do that. And then our very first kit we came out with is our field cleaning kit. This is the very first one. It has the American flag patch on it. So that's our middle level.
In that terrible ACU. I just want to throw that. I want to throw it everywhere. Get rid of it.
Dude, it's a good seller though.
Oh no, not for me. I was like, nope, we're not doing ACU.
Funny as Sarge.
Good.
This is our best seller right here though.
Yeah, it looks kind of like multicam black,
Yeah, that's our best seller.
This is the multicam black, right?
Yeah, no, that's the same.
It's a dark woodland,
Okay, all right. It kind of looks like a multicam black, but what's funny is Sarge, as you know, I just started a new job about a month ago, and they had company hats in that ACU, and I just thought of you as soon as I saw it. I'm like, man, Sarge would hate to have that on his.
I will say this: I've kept 2 of every uniform that I've ever wore: the M81s, the DCUs, the ACUs, the OCPs, all that stuff, including my dress uniforms and stuff. So that way I can give it to my kids, whenever they get older, they can pass that down through their, however many kids they decide to have. I don't know, but they have something from me that I wore. I actually wore these, and my DCUs actually have my blood on them from where I've been injured and stuff like that. I got new ones as soon as I got blood on them. They were like, here you go. Here's some new uniforms. And I was like, okay. And I'll just send these back home. That's it. Just kind of a memento,
Yeah.
I guess that's good. I had a few uniforms with blood on them too, and I threw them away.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, I did.
Because it wasn't my blood.
Oh, no.
So, that makes a big difference.
I did that even with my own blood at the sheriff's office. I just stripped the uniform and be like, here you go. I'm throwing this away. I need another top. So,
yeah. So the Quarantine Catholic asks, the reviews say it doesn't have a bad smell to it. Is that true? Not too smelly? From what I noticed, it's got a slight smell, but it's not as bad as other cleaners I've had.
It's a sweeter. Our lube has a sweeter smell.
Yeah, it did.
I'm probably not a good person to ask because I'm around it all the time, and I don't have a problem with it. I like the smell of it, and plus, I kind of that'll commercially become nose dead.
Yeah.
Nose dead products. So that's probably better for other people to answer than me. I don't think it's a. And again, I don't ever talk bad. I don't like to talk about other companies, but I grew up on a certain product that has a number 9 in it, and I don't think,
I think
it's
we
as bad
all
as
grew
that.
up on that. Yeah, I was gonna
so-
say I'm gonna just shout them out. It's like, yeah, we all grew up on it. You've seen it everywhere. Tops number 9. And I grew up on using that. And I'm gonna say I preferred using your product over that just because the smell wasn't as like when you use hops, it's all over you. It's gonna stink up the smell the room. You're gonna have it on your hands if you're not wearing gloves. Your spouse or whoever you're living with is gonna hate you for using it.
Oh God, yeah! Spill it in the carpet. Try that one.
Oh my God, yeah.
I
It
have an
just
ex-wife
lingers.
that didn't appreciate that at all.
Yeah, that smell just lingers throughout the room and the house. But
Yep.
Aegis's product, it has a sweeter smell and it doesn't linger around.
And then our cleaner solvent, what do you want to call it? To me, I tell people the nearest thing I can think that it smells like is like Windex. I think it almost has a little bit of a Windex smell to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see that.
You know,
I can kind of see that.
You know, so I mean,
I can't describe it but that's close.
But they're not awful smells. They're not bad at all.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Okay.
And that's the lube that you're smelling. Yeah, I mean,
this is the lube, and I think the lube had more of a smell than the cleaner actually did.
Oh, it does. It's got a little bit more of it.
I mean, Panda's high right now off the lubrication.
Oh, man.
It smells like a clean puke. Yep, Xeon. It does.
Yeah, so the cleaner itself, like you just said, it smells more like your household cleaner without a bad smell to it, of course. It's a very faint smell. The lubrication actually has a little bit stronger smell, but it's very bearable because you're not even going to really use this stuff too much.
You really shouldn't. Our lube it's a nano lube as well as all the other good things about it. I would love to tell you every time you clean your gun, you should use a whole bottle and buy more. But that 2-ounce bottle you get should last a while. It doesn't take much of our product to lube with it. But we also promote it as a full gun covering. You know, put it on all the slide, everything metal, because we also have rust inhibitors built into it. So it's going to help your gun. And I know that works great because when we were in Houston,
right.
I mean, that's what a lot of the guys down there, especially the guys that would hunt waterfowl and stuff on the coast in the salt water and all the humidity, they loved our product because of how well it protected.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So Panda, can you pull up Wolf Shepherd 7's question?
Okay, let me find it.
I like this one. It smells like a clean pew.
All right. How much did you know about chemistry of
No,
cleaner
not that
and
one. You just had it. You just had it.
I just had it? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he's talking about moisture.
Gotta go back.
Wolf Shepherd 7.
Here we go.
There we go.
What is the best way to prevent moisture, which would lead to rust during long-term storage?
Best way to do is just lubricate your firearm. Get a nice coat. That's like when I moved from Houston and I had up to Idaho and I had a lot of guns in a safe for a while and I didn't use. People argue, and that's anything you do in the gun industry, gun care, everybody has a different view. People are going to store their gun. I have them, and if I have a gun that I put away that I know I'm not going to use for a long time, I put them away fairly wet. I'll put a coating of lube over all the metal things. And I don't pour it on there, but just get a nice coating and leave it there. And I have guns set in my safe now that I haven't shot in 2 years, and I put our lubricant on them a couple years ago, and they're still lubed, sitting in there, and they're fine.
Yeah, I mean that's usually good.
I was just gonna say, luckily up here I don't have to worry about it as bad as like in Houston,
right?
Because the humidity down there is god awful.
Right.
It's a beautiful city, but man.
I spent some time down there after what was it? Why can't I remember the name of that hurricane? Hurricane Harvey. I was down there.
Yeah, I was there during Harvey.
So, that was miserable, especially being from the Metroplex and going down there, and then it's just water everywhere. It was terrible. So,
oh yeah,
no, I get it.
So Aegis, we know you offer the cleaning products, but other than the cleaning products, do you offer any other products?
I'm sorry. I'm going to answer that. Don't let me forget. But I just saw a comment that smells like Teen Spirit.
Little Nirvana there.
Little Nirvana going on, yeah. But other products, no. Well, we have merch. We have hats, shirts, drinkware, stuff like that. But
Patches.
our business right now is all built around our lube and our solvent. You know, and like I have other products that we're going to add on. A grease has been on the chalkboard for quite some time. You know, and I like it because we can put that IFWS2 in the grease as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm not a big grease user myself. I've never used grease on a firearm except for threads on shotguns.
Right.
For your chokes. That's the only I've ever used grease on.
I mean, SIGs.
But there's a lot of people that love grease. There's a lot of people.
I'm more of a grease user. Nothing against oil. I'll use both. I mean, whatever that's available at the time, they both lubricate. But I feel like grease kind of lasts longer in certain conditions. Now, also grease does collect a lot more dirt.
Yes.
As well. But
I would argue a little bit that I think with today's technology and some of the lubes and the ability we have in lubrication like ours, and there's a couple other companies out there that I won't name, but have made such good products that I think they compete with or are better than a grease, even for staying on and for lubrication, and don't give you that propensity to attract dust and carbon and dirt and everything really bad.
Yeah. I mean, I know for a while when you get into a desert environment, a lot of things change, right?
Oh God, yes.
There for a little bit, we were using like graphite and all kinds of other stuff to try to keep that from being an issue.
And you guys were over there in those sandstorms and stuff. There's nothing known to man that's going to protect from that.
Yeah.
It's just you're just screwed. You have to deal with what you have.
I mean, you have to. So if you have a mag in there, you're good. If you're walking around the fob or whatever, you stuff, a little napkin or something like that in there. I use a wash rag or an old shirt or something like that.
There used to be a guy I met called Mag Block.
Uh-huh.
It was an orange thing that went into because you guys on the fob, I guess, couldn't have magazines.
Yeah. Right.
This went in there and it protected and had a seal and it protected from the dust and closed your bolt down and it protected it. And it just drops out like a magazine and you insert your magazine.
Yeah. See, I never. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think I have one right here.
Okay. Yeah, I just remember the condoms. We put the little condoms on the end of the barrel. It's a little black plastic cap you stick on there.
I've heard of those.
I'm telling you, man, like you do what you got to do back in the day.
I think the condom thing went back to like NAM era, right?
What's that?
Didn't the whole condom trick over the barrel go back towards like the Vietnam era?
A lot of that stuff originates from that. I mean, like pogey bait and all that stuff. So you have all these terms that those Vietnam guys or even before were using. So. Yeah,
I don't know if these are still on the market. I think Mike was his name. Cool guy, great product. He invented these after coming back from Afghanistan over there in the dust.
Okay.
And what they were, I thought they were cool as hell, and I have several of them. They were like you're saying, they were a mag.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And this one doesn't have it, but they have an O-ring that's right here that goes around, so it really seals.
Okay.
And it kicks out. It's got just for a mag.
Yeah.
The mag catches on it, hit your mag release, it drops it just like a magazine, and you go right in. And then they have storage on the bottom. You open it up.
Wow, look at that.
And it also came with to put over your muzzle device.
Yeah, the condom.
Yeah, a plastic one.
Yep.
Another thing, what I said is that it was new several years ago. A cool product, innovative.
Right. Yeah.
But
no, I agree. I mean, we use those all the time, and even if I forget to take it off, I can shoot through it, and we could get another one. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
So.
And these ones are just a cheap plastic that you could fire right through that.
Yeah.
You know, so I know that's. But what we were talking about for keeping stuff best is best to just lube it before you put it away. Put a coat of lube on everything.
Mm-hmm. So Croak brought up a good point. He said if it slides, grease it. If it rotates, oil. That's my rule of thumb. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like on my SIGs, my P320s or my 226s, I'll throw a little bit of grease on it, but not a whole lot. I'm still a lube kind of guy, oil versus grease. But some of the parts, I think they may need a little extra attention.
I've always heard parts that are gonna heat up a lot, like if you're gonna be shooting a lot and it's gonna heat up very quickly, grease is the way to go. For the parts that are gonna stay pretty cool for the most part, oil is great. But that's what
and that's just something I need.
I'm not the expert.
The guy that actually makes our products for us, their original company, what they did was grease. That's their main business.
Right.
That's why I've been talking to him about it. He knows a hell of a lot more about grease versus oil than I do.
Right.
And it's something I need to talk to him more about. But, you know, if you've ever heard the saying, you know enough to be dangerous? There's times I know enough to be dangerous. So,
yeah.
But again, that comes back to having good people around that you can make a phone call to.
Right. That's true.
You know, real quick.
Shogun Customs, thanks for joining. He asked, what's the biggest selling point of your product? Sorry if I answered it already. He just came into the live not too long ago.
The biggest selling points of our product are number one our cleaner, solvent. People call it solvent. We call ours a cleaner because it's not quite as harsh as your solvents. Yeah. Is that it's non-toxic, non-caustic, non-flammable, and it really destroys carbon. It does a great job on carbon. Okay. So it's nothing and not a great niche product, nothing fancy, just a good cleaning. Our guy that makes it, he just refers to it as the soap. He talks about it's the soap.
Yeah.
So take it what you will. I just know that it works really well. And then for our lubricant, the number one thing we push and we think is pretty cool is that it's heavier than water. It's got a higher specific gravity than water, so it truly displaces moisture. We have a display. I take the gun shows. We have test tubes with like 5 of the major brands on the market in it, and one's ours. And most everything on the market is a petroleum-based product, so oil floats on water. It's not going to displace the water. Ours is a man-made synthetic. You pour it into water, it sinks right to the bottom because it's heavier than water, got a higher specific gravity, and it truly displaces water. And then the next big selling point for ours, which I think, I don't know how many products have as low of the coefficient of friction of ours, but have an extremely low coefficient of friction, which we all know in the gun industry, it's the low heat and low metal wear it's important. I mean, to keep that going. So that's 2 of the biggest selling points for our lubricant. And it's got, like I said, then we add friction modifiers and rust inhibitors, stuff like that, just to make it an all-around just great product. Yeah. And we use it for more than guns.
Right.
Somebody put that earlier. I saw, did they ask if there's any other things for it? And
so uses.
When you say it's non-toxic, okay, bike chains, that's actually not bad.
Actually,
non-toxic. Can you use it on your knives and bolt, like your EDC knives and stuff like that? Is it safe?
I wouldn't. The lube, I wouldn't.
Okay.
You know, because you don't want to swallow it and stuff. It's not food grade or anything, so I wouldn't. I use it on my EDC, my everyday Carrie, I use it on my knife, but it's not something we promote to people.
Okay.
But it does work good on auto knives and stuff.
So what is that? A tack knives or a Microtech?
No, it's a local company here to Idaho. It's Wilcox Tactical.
Okay.
He's at Idaho Falls, Idaho.
Yeah, that kind of looks like a Cobra Tech.
Like a Microtech, kind of.
Yeah.
Made out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. My wife and I have several of them.
Wow.
Guy we met at a gun show a year or so ago, and he's a great guy. And so, bike chains. We have one customer that his wife used our product on her. She's a triathlete. Used it on her bike in the Florida Triathlon, and they said it worked well. I got a couple friends in Houston that are road bikers, and they use it on their bikes, on their chains. We use it on ours. Every place that you could use that WD stuff, you can use ours for better results.
Okay.
Like for squeaky garage doors on our garage rails, when our garage door openers start getting squeaky, you spray a little bit in there and it shuts them right down. They just shut right up. Squeaky door hinges. Hell, I used it on my wife's can opener today. It wouldn't twist, so I put a couple drops of lube on it. Man. It spins just perfect.
You got to stop that. I'm not going to show my wife that. No, she's going to be like, do this and do that. I'm like, come on.
I'm going to have to put some on my Leatherman.
Well, and the other guy, the gentleman I was telling you, his wife's a triathlete. He told me, he goes, man, I keep finding something every day that I can use your product on. Right. And I keep using it. And another cool one at a gun show that we were here in Idaho, we were at, a guy had bought some. Like at another gun show, like 6 months later, he shows up and he comes to our table. He goes, I'm glad you guys are here. I want to share something with you. He goes, he owns a ranch here in Idaho, and he goes, a lot of locked gates. And he says, I'm going in the winter, because winters get harsh here, which you guys aren't used to. But we get cold weather and snow. But
I know about those
the locks
doors. Yeah.
But the locks on his gate would freeze up. Well, they wouldn't open. Well, he for years has been spraying WD-40 in them. He goes, that will last a couple days, then I have to respray it. He goes, he told me, he goes, when he ran into it, because a few months ago, I was out on the ranch going through things. I was out of WD-40. Your bottle of lube was sitting in my truck. So I poured it in there. He goes, I found that when I put your lube into those locks, I don't have to reapply it for 3 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
And I thought it was cool. He just made a point. He wanted to come let us know that. And I thought, well, that's awesome.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Keep that in mind. Dalton asked, the gun show that you're going to be attending, that you're going to have a table at,
we're at it. If he knows about Idaho, we're in Nampa, Idaho. We're a suburb, I guess, town right next to Boise.
Is that like Nampa, north or south?
It's southern Idaho.
Yeah, it's
southern Idaho. Okay.
Southeast Idaho, or southwest Idaho. We're a few minutes from Oregon.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we're not very far.
Zion says he would dig a shirt with a front pocket for sure. So if you have any shirts with your logo in a front pocket, that's what Zion likes.
Put the nerd stuff in there.
I was telling Sarge about how we make our third-party desert shirts. I could sit here and design that shirt and have it up for sale on the website before we get off this podcast.
Yeah, it's true. So we were looking at that because we wanted to do a show shirt, which I thought would be cool to kind of, get some people in and checking us out and advertising. But the problem that we have is that if you want these kind of things, let me get in front of the camera. Or mine was one logo here of each of ours, and then a design on the back. It's hard to get that because there's companies that just won't do it.
Well, I can get the I found on our t-shirt third party, I think I told you I couldn't get the flag, couldn't get a charging flag. The way they set up that you put them on, I found out I can get the charging flag on the left sleeve only.
Okay.
You try to put it on the right sleeve, it doesn't switch. It's a retreating flag.
Right.
So I can, and I'm going to start putting them now because I found I can put them on the left sleeve as a charging flag.
I mean, so So when you look at tradition and stuff like that, especially in the military, you know, the Army side, we have our combat patches on the right, and that's where our flag is, right?
Yeah.
Because we're charging forward, and that just signifies that you spent some time in a combat zone. Not everybody spent time in combat. You know how that goes, but.
What do you mean?
Just
every person I run into is a Ranger or a SEAL.
Oh, come on. No.
I mean, that's not true. Dude, they're lying to me.
Wait, I hear I hear that from Vietnam vets a lot. Either they were a sniper or a ranger or what, or some. Nothing against Vietnam vets, but yeah.
But you know what's funny about that is that everybody's a sniper or a SEAL. Yeah. My wife and I have a good friend that I am almost feel like embarrassed to tell people, and I tell them about him, because he really was a sniper instructor with the SEALs. Wow. And you're kind of like, I tell people, and I know they're going, yeah, right, everybody's that. Yeah. But he really was. Yeah. You know, so, oh, well.
No, I get it.
Shogun, that's a good question.
Yes, I wanted to add, because Shogun Custom also does Cerakote, I think.
Well, hey, Shogun,
I need to ask him.
Shogun, if you will get me your address through these guys or to my email and stuff, you know what? I will send you some of our lube, and you can play with it and see what you think, if it will do what you want it to do. How's that sound?
That's very nice. Wow.
That's very generous of you.
Well, it's always good when you can get other people to do R&D for you.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I'll get him your stuff, Rod. I'll get you hooked up with him.
For anybody that doesn't know, Shogun Customs also does really nice stippling work. He's going to get in touch with us as soon as he's back in order. He had some things to take care of.
Yeah, that's my guy. I definitely love his products. I mean,
he does some good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always showing off Frank Castle Customs, but as soon as Shogun gets back, I'm going to be doing both of them. So,
yeah, I mean, I want to go through some of these other messages too, because I'm kind of slacking on the live chat. Sorry, guys. Is there anything else that?
Yeah, let's make sure we clear up the other questions, and then we'll hit, lastly, the chat.
Pocket protector.
See, that's what you guys and all these people doing Cerakote starting to do now. It causes such a conflict for me, because I got a few friends that have really good Cerakote shops, and I'm always loyal to them. But then I see somebody else doing something really cool. I'm like, damn, that's cool too.
Yeah. Well, like Frank Castle, he's a Miami PD guy. So, I mean, I met him, and I support the crap out of him. Just not only because of him, but he's such a good dude, humble, really nice. That's why I keep my circle small, and I have really good dudes that I can lean on, depend on. So
he does some really nice stuff. I found out of him from you. Started following. He does some really neat stuff.
Yeah, he's good, really good. Shogun's good too. That's
but the thing about it though is, you know what? There's so many good Cerakoters out there nowadays. There really are some people that do such a good job. Yep. What's that say?
So, any plans to add an additional cleaner tool, such as extra cleaning rods, to the site?
The cleaning rods is a huge question we get all the time. Yeah. And I'll tell you what I tell everybody: as soon as I can find some place that I can get them at a good price where I don't have to buy 100,000 units, I'm going to have them.
Right.
Okay.
And so, matter of fact, I was working on that today. I was online trying to find some of that. So
in the near future, could we expect to build your own type of kit where you can offer certain products that you have and put them all into one kit later for specific purposes?
That's not a bad idea. There's nothing I could do right now with just me by myself doing it, but I love that idea. I'll build a kit. Cool. How cool would that be?
Yeah. Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Look at that.
But then I have to have the Panda build your own kit.
There you go. See, look at that.
No, I'm gonna give that to you.
Yeah. He's like, this is a freebie. Take it.
There you go.
Run with it.
No,
And
that's
then-
a good plan. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and then just put Tactical Trash Panda on top. Just don't even listen to him. Just put it on there.
We can call it the trash kit.
The
trash kit. Oh, even better, dude. I could buy some little plastic trash cans and put the gun cleaning in there in a little plastic trash can.
That would be pretty awesome.
Oh man.
No, there's something there, but no, yes, the cleaning rods is, like I said, take something, like I've been saying, we are a small company. I don't have a ton of capital to work with. And I've had friends or other business associates have offered to be partner or to find, but I don't want to take a partner on or any money from anybody. So we take these things slow.
Yeah,
of course.
And I could get a bunch of the brass rods, but gosh, to get a good deal that I think's affordable for me, I have to order like 20,000 units.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, that's
and
crazy.
that's what Sarge and I were talking about with the T-shirt things. Like, to get a good deal, like we would have to pre-order just to see exactly how many people are interested in, because we can't get those made to order. We have to like pre-order them.
And the sad thing is, and this is not anybody that said anything, I'm not picking on anybody, but I've been in business long enough now to realize people mean well, and they tell you, oh man, I would love to have one of those. Then you put it on the site and nobody orders one.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot.
Or you get,
and I get it. People mean well.
Yeah. No, I mean, or you'll have your little circle of your like 8 or 9 people that are like, yeah, man, and they run with it, or so. Yeah, I get it.
So there's a lot of things I would like to do, but I have to kind of try to prioritize, and because like I said, we're trying to do this by running on our own cash flow and not get any loans, not bring in any partners, any stuff. Doesn't mean that might happen someday when it has to grow a little more rapidly, but so far it's working. We're going to keep pushing it down that way.
Well, we'll keep plugging it. My Discord, my guys, TOD, those guys are really solid. So I'd say you've got, at least tonight, more orders than you probably had within an hour. I'd say maybe actually, today. I don't know.
What I love today, for whatever reason, has been a slow day on orders. It has been slow until tonight.
Yeah, no, that's great, man.
So we're happy that we have people that want to support you. And Aegis, I'm letting you know right now, like my Instagram page is still small. I just hit 2,000 today. So, but anytime you want to tag me in something, I will gladly repost it for you.
Okay, you know what? I used to tag people a lot, other people I know, and then I roundabout heard somebody bitched about being tagged. They didn't like it, and I thought, well, maybe a lot of other people feel this way, so I quit tagging a bunch of people. Okay.
I have no problem doing it, so I'm just giving you a heads up, because I do that.
And I'm the same way. If people take the time to tag me, not that I don't always do it, but I try to repost that or share it somehow.
Right.
Doesn't mean I always do.
It might not be right away, but maybe a couple of hours later or something, I will share it when I get a chance to look at it.
Well, and I'll tell you this: somebody asked me why I repost a lot of stuff that people do, and kind of tag me in, or they, like today, that someone liked a bunch of my stuff and I reposted. And I think the reason why is because I want that person to know that they took the time to do that for me, repost my stuff or like my stuff. And I want them to know that they have value.
Yeah.
Whether I know them or not, and that doesn't matter. It's the fact that they have value, and they should, be commended for that. So,
and you don't have to put up a bunch of money or do something to help somebody out. Exactly. I mean, for instance, what I started doing, you guys know Mike Sedini?
No.
In that kit, there's a card, most likely. Maybe that wasn't that's an older enough. But Mike Cedini started an organization called Walk the Talk America.
Okay.
And it's about mental health.
Yeah,
it's mental health for gun owners. They're against the red flag laws. He's against all that.
Right.
He's in the gun industry. I love what he's doing. I love what he's doing so much. And Ghost Tactical, Trey hooked me up with him. And I can't help him financially.
Right.
But what I can do is I take his cards and they go in every order. And every gun cleaning kit and everything we send out has one of his cards in it.
Right.
It's just little things like that. If there's a cause out there that you can help, you don't have to go give them 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
just help out.
Exactly. You're adding value to that cause or whatever.
And I don't know. I personally do not know Mike Cedini. Never met him in my life. But I heard about what he's doing. I saw it a bunch, and I was talking to Trey, and Trey's friends with him, and Trey goes, "Here, let me just hook you guys up."
Right.
And so we do that just to help that out, so.
Right.
Because it's a cool organization.
Yeah.
What he's doing.
And it's a needed resource too.
Yeah.
And to have that, and you open it, you look at it, you may throw it away or whatever, but that one person it may reach. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And there's so many of these little things that people go out and try to help. Sarah at holdmyguns.org, another little organization that's growing. I don't know if you've heard about them, but she has Hold My Guns, setting up a network of dealers. Like if you're in a mental crisis, or you have a family member and you for the short time don't want your guns in your home, maybe you brought in a brother-in-law that's having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the gun dealers that are in her park will take your guns and store them for you for free. Without getting them involved with law enforcement and everything, they hold them until you're ready to have them back.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Good. It's a
cool organization.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
No, I was just going to say there's a lot of these organizations out there like that.
Right.
And my wife and I would love to be able to write checks like $10,000 or $15,000 to people, but we can't. So what we can't do is put a card in our shipments.
And then one day when you get to that point, you can go support those kind of companies. I mean, that's kind of been my thing. I'm not I know everybody likes the 22 a day and all this stuff, but like I'm more of a man of action. Like I don't think doing 22 push-ups is really going to do something. Why are we not out there making sure that the VA is doing what they're supposed to be doing, lobbying for that stuff, all those things that we need to provide our veterans and our first responders with. We're failing in that aspect because we think, oh, well, if I get on the gram and do 22 push-ups a day, that's going to change something. That's not changing anything. That's not making any kind of change.
I get your point. No.
So
it's again what we started on the very start of this talking about. Helping each other out. And that's what it's about. And there's organizations we can all help out. And like I just showed you, it doesn't take much. I print these up now. I was getting FedEx office or whatever to do them. This last round, I'm doing them myself at my house now.
Yeah.
And I print them up and put them in everything.
I mean, it's a good thing. I like it. I like to see it.
It is.
And if one person looks at that and calls the number or does something for help, then it's cool as hell.
Yep.
It is. I mean, as long as it's helping just one person out, that one person makes a huge difference.
Yep.
They make a difference to somebody.
Yep.
Of course. Everybody has a family or friend that cares about them,
Yeah, there's no matter who you are, there's somebody out there that will miss you.
Yep.
Of course.
So cool. Another order just came in.
Nice.
Sweet.
Man.
Guys, are there any other questions you want to ask?
Thank you, LMC. We appreciate that. It was Quarantine Catholic. She ordered.
Yeah, I see that. That's cool.
Thank you so much to help out.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know that made orders, I would usually get them out tomorrow morning, but I have a gun show, so they probably won't go out. We have a policy that we try to get all orders out unless it's on a Sunday. The next day.
Right.
Okay.
And unless they order before noon, if you order before noon, it'll go out that day.
Yeah. I mean, you've always been fast with my stuff. Like if you tell me, hey, I got it, it's out the door pretty quick.
But I have a gun show this weekend, and then Monday I have to run to Salt Lake City and pick up my mom. She's been visiting friends, and I got to go pick her up. So there'll be a slight delay, and I apologize for that.
Fun fact is I lived in Salt Lake City for 7 months right after high school. I was doing a hotel renovation job out there.
The Wasatch Valley down there is beautiful, and the mountains and everything. It's how long ago was that?
Over a decade.
Oh, you probably wouldn't even recognize the Salt Lake Valley now.
I probably
This
wouldn't.
is huge. It's massive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jeez.
I wouldn't mind going back. You know, the closest thing that reminds me to Salt Lake City, scenery-wise, is Nevada. Like going back to Vegas. Like I just missed like that deserty hill set, like the valley,
the high desert.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, so I like people calling about the shipping. No, the shipping is actually something that, and the reason I think I told Sarge this when that shirt got messed up, I try to get the shipping out same day or the next morning as much as I can, because I'm that guy. When I order something on Amazon or I order it from wherever, I want it to ring at my doorbell with it in 2 hours. I want stuff now.
Yep.
So
everybody wants to buy it now, but want it yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm that guy. I want that shit now.
Yep.
And so we try to get stuff out as fast as we can. You know, there's no setting on orders. It's if I got one order, I'll run it to the post office. I got 20 orders, I'll run it to the post office. It doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean that's good. I like that.
I like it too.
So,
and I know it's tough trying to take everything like delivery wise. It's like, all right, I got this order. I got to run to the post office, then back to life and focus on business again. Back, you know, it's tough sometimes, but that's awesome that you do it right away. And
I run to the post office every day. Every morning I'm at the post office.
Yeah. So, Tech says he's definitely ordering another kit. I'm gonna definitely order a kit for myself. And Sarge, I need to send you these kits back.
Hold on. Here's what he's gonna do. He's gonna order the kit and then forget to send me my stuff back, and then I'm gonna have to order another kit. So there you go. He's making you money. It works out.
Hey, maybe we should we'll talk about this offline, but never mind. But,
no, we're good.
No, I was going to tell you something. We'll talk about it later. But,
all right.
Oh, yes. The cleaning kits would make great presents. We're getting ready to start pushing as Christmas presents, because last year online and at the gun shows before Christmas, we had mainly ladies were coming in and buying 8 and 10 kits at a time for Christmas gifts.
Wow. That's crazy.
Which is cool.
Yeah, that is
awesome. Pretty cool.
So that's pretty cool.
If you were gonna do like a Christmas gift, like how much product do you keep on hand at a time? So let's say somebody wanted to buy a gift for Christmas, how far in advance do you think they should order it by? I know you say your shipping is really quick, but with the holiday delays and
for the holidays, it slows down. I would imagine to get it for Christmas, if it's ordered at least a week to 10 days before, it'll should still get there. Should. But then I got an order right now that was headed to the East Coast, and 4 weeks, and nobody knows where it's at.
Wow.
I'm telling you, like shipping, like I hate when that happens, when you get a tracking number and it's in limbo. Yeah. But it happens.
Well, you know,
it's not your fault.
The thing about it is, the guy that ordered this one didn't leave his phone number or email address. He's never contacted me to tell me he didn't get it. I noticed it. I'm like, and the post office says that they don't know where it's at. They go, "What was returned to you?" And I go, "No, it wasn't." So,
oh geez.
Oh well.
Yeah.
You see what Wolf Shepherd 7 said? That guy. I'm gonna have to talk to him after this.
Of the gun world.
I'm gonna have to have that conversation with him after this.
Oh, that's funny.
Family first, yes.
Did we have any more questions? Do you know?
You know what? You're Texas. If Buc-ee's can be known worldwide for their clean bathrooms, why can't we be known for good shipping?
There you go.
Hey, take it.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
Thanks, Bucks. Thanks for joining in. I know
Appreciate
it's
you.
getting late. But,
Did we have anything else that you know of from our original questions?
Oh, cleaning mats.
yeah, cleaning mats.
I'm glad you
Okay.
said that. I have reached out to the people who made my cleaning mats for me before, and they never replied. So I'm going to reach out again because I do want to have cleaning mats. That's another request I've had from quite a few people. So we are going to have Aegis logoed cleaning mats, probably in two sizes: the bigger rifle size and then the smaller pistol size.
Well, you can bet I will be ordering one. Just saying.
I just have to get in touch with them.
Yep.
So
I need to get it. All right. I need to get everything. I'm gonna order one of your cleaning kits, and then once you have the mats ready, I need to order one of those too. Because now, are the mats anything like are they similar to like a mouse pad? And if so,
well, I'll tell you where I got
kit,
them before, and I'm going to try to get them again if I can get. Have you heard of Ceres gear? Ceres mats?
I haven't.
Look them up. It's CERUS, Ceres gear.
Okay.
They're out of Salt Lake. They're out of Utah somewhere, I think. And I used to buy a bunch of mats from my old company. I sent a message to the email address I had from the old contact. They might not work there anymore. I don't know. So I got to try again. So, or they're just saying, this schmuck, we're not going to do business with him. I don't know.
Hey, but that's the question I was getting to was the cleaning solvent. How safe is it on a cleaning mat?
No, it's not a problem.
There you go. Okay.
Like I don't want to say that there's no surface we've had, but to this day, I have not found a surface that our solvent cleaner will harm.
Okay.
So just have not. We haven't found one. And I cleaned tens of thousands of guns professionally in our stores with it and haven't found one yet.
Okay.
So
if anybody else that was wondering, there you go. There was a question I missed. Serious question. How long did it take you to paint that beard? Sarge, I think that's for you. I see you got the camo beard going on right there.
I mean, that was like all of half a second? Now let's hear about that beard you got going on there, buddy.
Look, I got grays over here and over here. I'm still a
don't
young
even
guy.
talk to me about gray.
Look,
see, at least you have hair.
I mean, mine's going away too.
Out.
Yeah, mine's going away too, slowly but surely.
I'll probably get to the painting part in a few more years. Hopefully not, but we'll see how that goes.
Tech Money's talking about moving to Midland, Texas. Don't. Stay away from Midland, Odessa. Run.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time down there in the oil and gas industry. We had a field office that I oversaw.
Yeah, so Wolf Shepherd too. He was out there as well.
But I'll tell you the thing about Midland, the original people, the people that are originally from Midland are the nicest people in the world, though. Yeah. They treat you so good. They're such good people, but it's just flat, barren, nothing.
Yep.
Nothing but money.
Yep.
Just nothing but money. So.
Wow. I mean, where I'm at's not bad. Central Texas isn't too bad either. So.
Yeah. I always try to, when I badmouth Midland, I always try to make sure people understand the people there are super nice, though.
Yeah.
They're just great people.
We got Debbie North. Thank you so much for joining in. But I've only been to Houston once, and I'm not even going to comment about that. I need to travel to different parts of Texas to check it out.
I spent 9-10 years in Houston. It's not a bad place. I mean, I didn't mind it a whole lot. I mean, got some really good friends down there that we've met and love them to death. But even now, and I still have a lot of friends, the crime is just getting out of hand down there. Yeah. It's just crazy. I mean, you get shot and you honk at somebody and they shoot and kill you. Yeah. It's just stupid. But it's actually not a bad place.
Right. You go south, it's kind of rich area. What is that? Sweetwater or whatever?
What, South
What do they
Houston?
call it? Yeah, south of Houston.
Oh, the Sunnyside neighborhood
in the
down
Glades. In the Glades.
there. You
Or
go
whatever they
just
call it.
South Houston, the south section of Houston. When I first moved there, they have a place called the Sunnyside area, Sunnyside neighborhood. It used to always be ranked like the 5th or 6th most dangerous neighborhood in the U.S.
Wow. That's crazy.
But I wouldn't know
That's
because
crazy.
my dumb ass stayed out of there.
Yeah. Me too. As much as I can.
Just avoid the areas you already hear that are bad. Sounds a lot
Sheesh, like DC. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I didn't mind DC. I spent some time on business trips, not a long time, like 3 days here, 4 days there, 5 days there, and
Right.
I didn't mind DC a lot.
Well, DC has its parts. It's a small city, but you got the radius of DC and the area. I feel like the area between Maryland and DC and Virginia and DC, like the outside portions of it, that's where it's kind of like crazy. Then you have the small area of the Capitol where you have the White House, Capitol building, all that kind of stuff. And that's all government, but it depends. Just like every city, it depends on what part of the city you're in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All cities have good parts and bad parts, so what the hell.
Tell your wife thanks for following me on IG. I appreciate it.
Did Mrs. E just follow you?
Yeah. No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. No.
It
said,
rains
we're
every day
trying.
somewhere in Houston.
And that's not wrong there. And when it rains, by God, does it rain. I mean, it'll come down a couple inches in 10, 15 minutes. You'll get an inch or two of rain.
Wow.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
During Harvey, we were on the outlier area in Tomball.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got 36 inches of rain in less than 2 days.
That's a lot of rain in 2 days.
Well, downtown in some of those places, down at some of the bayous down there, they got over 50 inches of rain.
Wow.
It was crazy. So we stayed our happy ass at our house.
So I was in Beaumont. That's where our command was. And I was running Beaumont and then kind of that north area, like you're taking, I think, 10 out to Louisiana, out that way.
Yeah, 10 goes up.
All that little area right there along the coast. And then we were hitting kind of northeast Houston, that area. So we were covering so much of that area.
Oh, so you were from like Humboldt and Atascocita.
And we were doing all the rescues. I mean, I'll tell you, one time we had somebody throw a pipe bomb at us while we were doing a rescue. We had somebody shoot at us while we were handing out food and stuff like that. It was ridiculous. And I was like, am I back in Iraq or Afghanistan? What is going on here? I'm trying to help out and save people and, make sure they're getting clean water and all that stuff. And, they're just taking pot shots at us. It was like that in Katrina too. So it was like, all right, here we go again. I'm back in New Orleans or,
I've been to New Orleans once, and that was it. I've been to a lot of different cities once, at least once for either business or short travel in between. But
right.
One city in Texas that I did like, and a lot of people don't, but I didn't mind San Antonio. Yeah. I worked my last stint in oil and gas. I would drive back and forth from Houston to San Antonio. I liked San Antonio.
Right.
So it's a neat town.
Yeah.
A million people. It's not really a town. It's a big city, but
right.
But it's a neat place.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of military installations, but I mean, they got SeaWorld, you got the Alamo. I mean, there's so many things there that is just historic and cool to see. So the missions.
Oh yeah, and good people. A lot of
Yeah.
seem like they're really good people down there. So
yeah, I had fun at the Riverwalk and all that, so it was good.
there you go.
It was a good
So
question.
bright. I hope.
That's what we all hope, right? We
There you
hope everything just works out and we don't have to worry about it. But we deal with the struggle and we just keep pressing on. That's all we can do.
No, I think we have. I think the future, personally, I think it looks pretty good for us.
Good.
You know, I
It
mean, we're not
sounds like
breaking any. We're not breaking any sales records right now. Like I said, we're not doing anything wonderful financially, but I mean, every day, every week, we keep gaining a little bit more and a little bit more.
Right.
But we're also doing it. Like I said, I don't have the budget to have some big marketing budget, and we just don't. All the marketing is done by word of mouth or what I do on
IG.
social media.
Yeah, and I've seen that, and I think it's smart because that's what helped us grow with HCM was doing exactly what you were doing, that little advertisement and stuff. Because I see it every time. So
yeah, I try, and the little videos that I do, I make those. I just my dumb ass kind of funnels. I got some software that I got, and I make some.
Thank you for the great support. That's what we've got.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, my wife just come and showed us our numbers for tonight. So thanks, guys. They look pretty good.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys. We really do.
And Shelly, come here.
But they can't hear me.
You come and you tell them.
Oh. Thank you guys for all your support. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys coming on. And
I
thank
don't
you
know
for
if you can hear me or not, but
They can,
yeah.
Oh, we
okay.
can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can't hear you because he has his earpiece in.
Oh. Yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, she just walked to show me the sales numbers for tonight. I'm like, cool.
No, that's good, man. I'm glad that's looking up, and I'm glad we could help you. And I appreciate you coming on. I really do.
Yeah, like I told you, I'm not just saying it, just not saying it, but when you asked me to be on, I was like honored. I thought, wow, that's cool to be the first guest. I'm very honored of that because I think your guys' podcast is going to do well. Your first show, I watched the whole thing and enjoyed it.
No, I'm kind of shocked because I'm not real big about talking about what I've done and about who I am. I'm kind of a real humble guy, and I just don't like to talk about things. And I'd rather do a knowledge transfer or help somebody else out versus, saying, hey, this is who I am and what I've done. So it was hard.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. And hopefully you guys keep doing this. And I know it's always a evolution where people just have to do that, but to get bigger companies. Yep. But I think it's cool. And I talked to you about it, Sarge, on the phone when you're talking. I just think it'd be cool. And I would love to someday, and thought about doing a podcast where all we do is bring on once or twice a month a small, with my background, most likely small law enforcement owned companies, and let them talk about themselves.
Yeah. I like that.
Not do the big Aero Precisions and Glocks and all these,
right.
Those guys don't need any help.
No, they're up there. I mean, I'm sure they got a hand up at one point, but that's the whole thing is you want to be able to give somebody else a hand up. So it makes sense. I like it.
We try to whatever we can. We're not a big company. We need help, but I try to help out anybody. When I see an organization, whether it's a nonprofit or it's a company that I think is cool and they're doing things like with Walk the Talk America, I try to put that out to other people and let them know that these people are doing a cool job.
Yeah.
And I just had a phone call the other night with Tony Simon.
Oh, wow.
And don't know if you know Tony.
Yeah.
Big Tony. If you don't, look him up.
Yeah, I have.
He lives in New Jersey, does inner city, and he does a lot of training. He's a Marine.
Right.
And what's he call himself? The pound for pound, the largest gun bunny in America. Tony's a big boy.
I mean, he is a big boy. He is a big one.
And now
he eats all that pasta. Out. That's what it is.
The guys, I talked to him on the phone for an hour and a half, and I laughed for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
God, he's hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, there's
So-
another good guy that we like out that way, the Tactical Rabbi. He's a pretty good guy too. I like
See,
him.
I don't have to look him up. I follow the Pew Pew Jew, but not the Tactical Rabbi.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I think
Tactical
they know
Rabbi,
each other.
I think so too, but Tactical Rabbi, he's a firearms instructor as well, and I think he also does concealed carry classes, and he puts out a lot of content on his YouTube and Instagram. He's a really down to earth guy, and I got to know him on his earlier stages, and he's gotten up there in the social media platform.
Yeah, he's growing constantly, so that's a good thing. Growth is good.
No, it's always. I mean, that's what everybody wants to do, and whether in a
definitely.
YouTube channel or business, you want to grow.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
Exactly. So I mean, like our lineup. I know we haven't discussed it, and I know we're kind of back and forth, losing people and people coming in, but we got some pretty decent sized people coming. I mean, Frank Castle Customs, he wants to show up.
Awesome.
Mike from Tactical Considerations. I'm sure we can get Thin Line Defense in here. I know Carbon Q wants to come in here, which I'm excited about her because she's into prepping, so that'll be really cool to kind of see that. But
Carbon Q has been a big supporter of both Sarge and I from day one, so I definitely want to have her on, talk about some prepping.
Right. And then we got some other small channels that we want to bring on, and kind of, if we can give them a platform, we can help them out too. So that'll be good.
There's just so many small channels out there that people are down to earth and just good, cool people.
Yeah, I agree.
I always hear about a new one every time I talk to somebody. Like, oh, I gotta check them out now. So,
and that's what we're here for. Like, we want to be able to network and help others get their name across. And we'll do the same thing, of course, but like, we want to have the smaller companies to mid-sized companies come in and talk about themselves and have certain, like, just get a different audience to get to know them and who they are.
Even if you hear sometimes I was talking about just smaller companies, and I've seen this for a fact and know that a lot of these companies that you hear this big name and we all hear about, and you think they're this huge company, and then you find out they're not.
Yeah.
They're not a big company, and they're just working hard, and they're barely making it, and people just automatically think they're a big company. Oh, they don't need it. Well, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the big ones like Glock and those guys. They don't need the help from a podcast.
Right.
You know,
I think we'll be more beneficial from them coming on our podcast.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, I'm here to help anybody that's willing to get on, you know, and I believe Sarge feels the same way.
Yeah.
So if we have like-minded people that want to come in, you know, just reach out to us and we'll set up a time and schedule.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's good.
Anything else you got? I want to make sure we get through all the questions real quick.
Yeah, did we miss anything?
It's Q with a Q. Quarantine Catholic.
Here, I'll put it on the screen.
She's in the chats.
I'll put it on the screen. That's her right there. You'll see it on the corner.
Yeah.
Make sure to go follow Carbon Q. She's been putting out a lot of
she's had some really good guests on there. Like
she
some
has
really good people.
I need to catch up more. But
I'm gonna have to go follow Quarantine Catholic now. So
yeah, me and her talk fairly often. So she's always asking me for some advice and stuff, and I kind of do a knowledge transfer as far as tactics and gun stuff, and making sure that she's understanding purpose behind gear and stuff like that. Like this, there is no purpose behind this except for me to wear it and put some patches on it. That's it. It's just a cheap little plate carrier, and I like it. So it kind of fits this little whole persona or whatever anybody wants to say about me.
See, I'm wearing my range kit right now.
Yeah, there you go.
I have mine on right now.
That's perfect, right?
It
just
doesn't quite
slinging
stop bullet holes like yours will, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's all good, man.
Hell, I was going when we were moving to this new house a month or two ago. I went through some stuff and looked into what's in that box or that duffel bag. And I found like 3 sets of soft body armor I forgot I even had.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Whoops. It's good to see you, Will Shepherd. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thank you everybody that did join. I know it's getting kind of late.
Yeah,
but
we'll start wrapping this up.
Yes, thanks for everybody that was on there that had a question, that ordered something. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. My wife and I appreciate it so much. Every order means something to us, and it is appreciated.
Well, so, I'm glad we could get you
just
on.
Know that.
We are about to hit the 2-hour mark, so I can see why people are starting to head out. Rob, is there anything that you wanted any other thing that you wanted to mention before we hop off?
I think we've got through most of the kind of things I wanted to get through. I think we did. I wanted to talk about the bottles that leaked and some of that stuff to make sure we get all that clarified. And no, I think so. I think we got everything out there that we need to. I mean, and by all means, the other thing that we've talked about, anybody that bought our product or buys our product and uses it, our gun cleaning kit, if you have a great idea and you think we could get better by something, my email address is in every kit. There's a card with a way to get a hold of me. Shoot something. Let me know. Even if you think it's stupid, it might be stupid, but let me know. You never know.
No, that's good, because I will say that anytime I've had like something to say, you've been really good about like, okay, yeah, we've been talking about that. We've already kind of addressed it. So you didn't make me look stupid, if that makes sense. So,
well, then there's the other thing that my stepdad used to tell me all the time, and I firmly believe in, the old cliche statement, the only dumb question is the one you don't ask.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
So Rod, can you tell the viewers where they can find you?
Oh, yes. For products and stuff, our online store is www.aegisguncare.com. Everything's on there. Another thing I'll say, if you jump online, because it's me and I get busy and we do gun shows, if it says that it's out of stock and you really want something, shoot me a memo. I might have forgot to update something. And it's not a good business move, but I caught myself a few times doing that. Going, damn it. So that's where you get it. We're on Facebook. I do most everything on Instagram is my biggest thing, and share it over to Facebook. I have a YouTube channel, but there's like 3 stupid videos of me talking about products from a year ago. So I'm not a YouTuber. That's something that is foreign to me, doing that. But
so guys,
I think I have 20 followers or something like that. So
my bad.
Go in the description for this video, guys. We do have the links to Aegis's Instagram and Facebook,
and
also with the website store. We also have Prints Customs.
The other thing, and I don't know if anybody tonight took advantage of it, and hopefully I'll make sure it's where it was earlier today. But if you're a first-time guest onto our website, it should pop up that if you agree to be on our newsletter, you get 20% off your first order.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
So that's a one-time deal. You get 20% off your first time. A lot of people don't like to be on newsletters, but being on our newsletter, I send out an email about once every month and a half. So you're not going to get bombarded from us, because I don't have the time to do that, and I need to get better about it. But so
I mean, that's awesome. 20% off. Who doesn't want to get that? I mean,
exactly. So
now, go ahead. Sorry. I'm
gonna end my part, and I'm gonna say thank you guys for coming again. we appreciate seeing you. We hope to see you again in the next couple of weeks. I think November 4th is going to be our next live. Hopefully, we'll have maybe Frank Castle Customs or somebody else. I'll have to get with him and see if he's going to be ready then or if he's going to want to do the mid-month. But we'll get somebody on here. And other than that, I just want to leave you with trying to understand the things that you can control, right? So I talked about this to somebody today. And if you can remember that you can only control yourself, you can't really control all the things around you and just keep being positive, that's going to change like your whole attitude on life. Like, I know what it's like to be stepped on. I know what it's like to deal with some terrible stuff, but I've had to turn that around and think about what's in my control, and that's me. So just remember that, take that with you, and I hope you guys join us on the next one. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, everybody.
Yep, thanks a lot, everybody.
We appreciate everything you've done. Thank you for joining us, Aegis. Rod, thank you. And the guys, thanks everybody.
Thanks for listening to me babble for 2 hours.
Company. What's going on here? But
did you die?
Something's going on here.
Yep,
still live.
We're still live.
What is going on? Still live, but I'm not sure what's going on here.